Although it may make the world a bit easier if everything was just in C major and we never had to use any of the black keys, fortunately our musical world is diverse and colorful. Therefore, sometimes we want the sound or familiarity of the major scale, but we may want it to center around a different starting note. Because we understand the use of sharps and flats, we can introduce them to the scale in order to maintain the same sequence of whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. For example, we already know that if we start on C, the sequence is built in for us. Whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. But what if we started on G? Notice that if I play just the white notes starting on G, it sounds pretty close to the same. But it didn't sound quite right at the very, very end there. So let's take the sequence of whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half, and mark them on the keyboard here. If I start on G, and I go up a whole step, that will take me to A, and I go up another whole step, it will take me to B. Now I need a half step, and unfortunately for me, it's built in. There's no black note between B and C, so there's my half step taking me to C. Now I need another whole step, and another whole step, and now comes the trick. I need another whole step, but because there's no black note between E and F, I will need to skip up to this black note to make it a whole step. And now I can just do a half step to G. Let's see if this sounds better. Sound familiar? This means that in order to play the major scale starting on G, I will need to have an F sharp. This is going to be important for us to remember because later we're going to see that we can put that sharp at the very beginning of the music in what's called the key signature. But before we go there, let's do a couple of other starting pitches. Let's choose to start on the pitch A. So let's mark it first. If I start on A and I go whole step, that will take me to B. Now I need another whole step. Since there's no black note between B and C, I'll have to do C sharp. Next I need a half step. That will take me to D. And now I need a whole step, and another whole step is going to have to take me to F sharp because again, no black note between E and F. And now another trick, I need to go a whole step from F sharp. Well, that means I can't just go to G. I'm going to have to go to G sharp to make it a whole step. And now I can do my half step. Let's see if this sounds good. Does that sound familiar? So because the starting note was different, I had to include 3 black notes in the sequence in order to keep the same sequence of whole steps and half steps. In this case, we had a C sharp, an F sharp, and a G sharp, all of which are required in order to lock in that sequence of whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half.